I am here with Douglas Navolt of Arroyo Grande, and we've been doing guitar lessons and piano lessons for the last few years now. And why don't you just start by describing what happened in your life that made you come in for music lessons?
I was pronounced dead at the scene of the accident. I was riding a motorcycle. I was coming home from work, and a lady turned in front of me, and and I crunched the front of her car off with my head, and I was pronounced dead at the scene. The police officer, he came to the scene of the accident, and I was laying on the street, dead as a doornail, and he called for assistance, and the ambulance came, and they tried to revive me, and they took me to Arroyo Grande Hospital, and I arrived at the hospital, a dead man, and they revived me because I had a hole in my neck, and my lungs were full of blood.
So you were driving a motorcycle
Yeah,
and hit head on with a car.
yeah. She turned in front of me.
What's the next thing that you remember?
Waking up in the hospital and seeing my wife and my kids. I have 4 daughters.
And yeah, that must have been difficult. What was going through your mind at that point?
What am I doing here? And am I ever gonna get better enough to be a good dad?
What did the doctors say when they first saw you?
They told my wife there was no chance of me ever returning. They didn't think I was ever gonna walk or speak it aloud.
Wow. So not only were you pronounced dead and revived, but when they brought you back, they didn't think you were gonna walk or talk again,
Yeah,
right?
because there was too much damage in my neck and my shoulder, and they they I didn't know this, but in the hospital they stick needles in your hands and your feet to figure out if you can feel it, and they stuck them in my hands and feet for 4 times a day, and there was no response.
You couldn't feel it.
Yeah,
Wow. Um, when when did you start considering music lessons? Like what? So if you couldn't feel your hands and feet, when did they start working? What brought you to guitar or music?
because they sent me home, and I was at the house, and my wife, she wanted to know what would make me happy, and I told her when I whenever I can play guitar again will make me very happy. She said, "Okay." We had daughters, 2 daughters coming to this school, and she said she's going to talk to her sister because her sister was an employee at this place, and they worked out for me to come here, and that really made me happy because I was not only being a good dad, but I was also being a good husband.
And we love having you here. Um, the what I've seen in how music has helped, I think, has been in how you're getting your brain to talk to the rest of your body again, and to talk to
Yeah,
your hands and feet and your fingers, and playing guitar and piano. I imagine has to help with that. What do you think?
I think it helps tremendously because my fingers, my hands know exactly what my head is thinking. They respond before I even think about sending the signals of what I'm thinking about to my hands. They do it automatically because they talk, the hand muscles talk to my brain even before my brain even thinks about talking to them.
Mm. And what's one of your biggest musical inspirations that you have told me about, as far as why you want to play guitar in particular?
Eric Clapton, because when I was younger, I went and seen him several times, and I look up to him because he can play the guitar without even looking at it, without even talking to somebody. And I was at the concert in Northern California, and he was talking to somebody in the group. There was you used to play with them. It was back when he was Eric Clapton in the Cream, and it was just Eric Clapton, and there was a bass player coming out and saying, talking to him. He wanted to know what he's gonna play, and they're in the middle of the song, and his regular bass player was very upset seeing this guy coming out on the stage. Eric Clapton never lost any strum on his guitar, and he never thought about what the song, the words in the song. He just said, "Excuse me," and he came back to the mic and kept singing. And then when he come to a break, he turned his head over, and he started the conversation all over again. And I never know if anybody could have a conversation and thinking of a singing song at the same time.
Right. Oh yeah, that's skill. It definitely makes it look natural and easy. Clapton does. When with what you've gone through in the few years of music lessons that we've been in, would you say that what kind of work have you had to put in to be able to play guitar?
Honestly, not very much, because my instructor, have given me clues on how to do this correctly.
Well, I appreciate that. You're just the ability for your fingers to make that contact with the guitar and to play a note requires a lot of dexterity and a lot of detailed communication with your motor skills.
Yeah.
And you've been putting in so much with our drills and our warm-ups and our songs in order to get to the point where we're playing songs now. You just performed your first concert with us last month at the school here, the Navolt Conservatory. And what was that like for you to finally see yourself on stage and playing some Eric Clapton?
Made me feel like I'm a good student. I was proud to play that song with my awesome instructor.
Oh yeah, it was great. The especially because we're seeing everything come full circle with where you're taking yourself, from the point where you were dead on the road from a horrific motorcycle crash, and then you get brought back to life, and still the doctors don't think you're going to walk or talk again. And now last month you just played your first guitar concert. That's why we do it, and that's why we are creative, and that's why we persevere as humans. I think you're a great testament to the indomitable spirit of humans, and you really have achieved the impossible more times than I can count, including all the other near-death stories that you've told me about. Also getting electrocuted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, man, you've been through the ringer, and you're still here, standing, looking good, playing guitar. You got all use of the amazing brain that you got inside your head.
Can I speak?
Absolutely.
This is my telling everyone watching, if you have any brain injury, you need to join this. I'm gonna say this right now. This is the Tal Verde Institute of Brain Recovery. Not only able to sing or play instruments, it's brain recovery institution.
We do what we can. We're that is something that here at the Navolt Conservatory we are very interested in music therapy, and we want to. We're pursuing the ways of making it an official part of our practice, and just it's been so amazing just to see what music lessons in general can do to help with your recovery.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say right now that if they ever want someone to speak up for this, for you guys, for you all, excuse me, I was pronounced dead at the scene of the accident, and they told my wife that I was never gonna recover from my horrific brain injury, and I'm gonna say to everyone right now, this is the institution. If you want any brain function to come back, you need to come down here, because they can absolutely restore your brain and awesomely teach you how to fully function your brain and sing and play instruments.
Music is such a powerful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really helped you achieve the impossible, and I really commend you for that, Douglas. What do you say? Let's share a song from your idol, Eric Clapton.
Yes.
Here's what we performed at Douglas's first concert last month. Ready, go.
Thank you, JJ.
All right, thank you, Douglas. I'm so happy to be sharing music with you.
I'm very happy to be sharing an awesome song with you.
What you do makes a difference.